Hello people, Lek here. Today I want to talk about the Thunder. Yes, I see two of them in the screen. It's so exciting. We're all getting, well, I think most of us, I should say, are getting a Thunder, and the big question I'm hearing is, do I even keep this or do I sell it? Is it worth a damn? Well, I'm here to try to help answer that question for you. And I think I'm the perfect person to answer it because if you look at my tech tree on the Russian side, what you see is kind of interesting. There's going from tier 5, of course, because below tier 5 doesn't matter. Tier 5 and up, there are only 3 tanks in the entire Russian tech tree that I do not have. The OBJ-140, which is a pointless tank because the T-62 got a buff, and so the 140 is useless. The T-34, which I hated. And the KV-1S, which I hated more than any other tank in the Russian line. I absolutely despise the KV-1S. Because the reload is so long and the armor is so awful. So why would I then keep the Thunder? Well, hold on. Let's take a look. So let's compare the Thunder to the KV-1S. Obviously, if you look at the gun, it's exactly the same. It's the usual derpy, horrible 122 millimeter gun. One has an A on the end of it, but it's the same gun. The aim time is horrific. The dispersion is unbelievably big. I mean, the reticle looks like a dinner plate. So you say to yourself, yeah, okay, it's the same tank, but it is not. There are two huge differences between these two tanks. Number one is -10 gun depression. It makes the Thunder much more viable on hilly terrain. It's a huge difference going from -10, from -8 to -10. Huge difference. Now, the KV-1S has more horsepower. I personally did not really notice much of a difference driving the Thunder, but I haven't driven the KV-1S in a long time. But Thunder had plenty of quickness. It actually has, in terms of mobility, it falls between the VK36 and the ARL. The ARL is the fastest in a straight line. But the Thunder has a better traverse than the ARL, which is a real slug in terms of traverse speed. The other big difference between these two tanks is the armor. And that is a major difference because you can see the turret armor is stronger, which is fine. The KV-1S actually has a decent turret, but the hull armor, that's the big difference. That front plate on the KV-1S, which is so penetrable and so horrible, has been essentially buffed. They basically fixed it by making it 100 millimeters, and now it bounces way more shots. And when you count the fact that you have -10, the effective armor on both the turret and the hull is much higher than the KV-1S, and that is the biggest difference in the two tanks. So it's essentially been a buffed KV-1S. Extra gun depression and extra armor, and it does make it a much better tank. So let's take a look at a couple of replays. Okay, so the first battle is in Hellas. And of course, when I play here and it's encounter, I always go to this C-spawn side. That's a lot of S's. I find that side has much better cover, and when you have gun depression, which the Thunder does, it is actually a great place to go. And you'll see that most of these guys actually followed for a change, which is a miracle in a tier 6 match. And I've got tier 5s too, which is really nice because this thing can really whack them. So I'm just sort of kind of wandering over here to see. I'm waiting for spots, and here they come. The Nashorn is a lovely target. I would love to HE this guy because that will knock the crap out of him. And I will tell you, okay, now that's that's still a Russian 122. You never know where it's quite going to go. And I will tell you, using this tank, using HE is critical because it is a 500 damage shot, and you can HE a lot of tanks in tier 6 and 5. Less so in tier 6 or 7, but it's worth using when you can. See, I don't know how that shot went in and the first shot didn't. So it's a classic Russian 122. If you don't aim all the way in, it's a crapshoot. So I'm sort of trying to stay on the right side here to keep their heavies from pushing because they're all scared of me. Which is the nice thing about having 400 alpha in tier 6 is it takes off half of somebody's hit points. Or more, really. So they're never going to rush you because nobody wants to get hit. And here's a guy in the beloved KV-1S using the base cannon coming out sideways at the angle that he can't get his gun down. Fantastic. So I'm just ignoring him. 50% chance this hits, and it goes in. Yes. Notice I aimed all the way down. All the way down. 7-second aim time. Just got to be really patient. It pays off. I think the key to think about the aim time. See, I normally would never be able to get the gun down right there. And, oh, 527 HE roll into Chaffee. Ouch. The gun depression is absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, aim time is so long, but when you have a 17.9 second reload, it's worth the wait. Just get the gun, aim, be patient, and sometimes they drive away and you don't get it, but if I had a shot, I would have missed anyway. You have to think about the fact that you don't get to shoot for another 18 seconds. You better aim all the way in like that and get it in, make it count. There you go. So 3 on 2, but I'm pretty sure at this point it's an easy win. Just that idiot in the KV-1S, and I don't remember, maybe it's SU still alive, yeah. This guy with no camo, stock gun, no clue. Pretty simple. Nice kill steal. Just got to go find the SU somewhere. It's probably still hanging around in spawn. Where else would an SU-100Y be other than hiding in spawn behind a bush? Yep. Maybe moved a total of 20 feet the entire match. And of course, now all I can think about is, will I be able to steal the last kill? I have tons of hit points. I can even take one and I don't even care, so I'm just marching right in. He's on top of the hill. Look at that, right in. Of course, it's such a big tank. It's the one tank you can hit without aiming down. All right, piece of cake on the first match. Decent damage, decent kills. It's an enjoyable tank. The -10 is really nice, I have to say. This is another great match. I actually platooned with Mesa, both of us in the Thunder. It's probably the last time Mesa will ever play this tank because he hated it. But two of these together is actually a great combo because now we got tier 7s here, but usually you'll get 6s and 5s, and 800 damage from the two of you basically ends somebody's game. So I definitely recommend platooning in this tank, either with another Thunder or with a tank that has a lot of DPM, like somebody in an ARL or a Star Chaser, something that has a lot of DPM that can cover you during the reloads, or another Thunder where you can just put 800 into somebody. That works really nicely, if it hits, of course. So of course we're going to the middle here where you can use the gun depression. I do not know how that shot landed, but sometimes you get lucky. Again, 500 damage HE into that T-37. So this side is perfect for this tank because of the gun depression. You don't want to start side scraping against tier 7s. The hull armor is better than the KV-1S, but it's still not that great. And you need to remember that. An ARL, for example, will still go right through your hull without any problems. Now the mediums struggle against the hull, which is really nice. And the turret is really strong. Just keep the hatch hidden. So we're just sort of kind of sitting up here farming. Naturally, our mediums are rushing them. Another miracle shot there. I do not know how that landed. I see their guys are running in each other, so 6 against 5, but I see a lot of clumsy idiots on their team, so I'm pretty confident at this point we're going to win. Neither of us has lost any hit points yet. A little bit of farming going on, but that's why, because I didn't know where this guy was. Now, I don't know if I could have hit HE in the back of that Tiger P, but I just went with the AP. Tiger P is a tank that you do not want to face in this tank. It's got DPM, the cannon goes right through you. Same for the Tiger. That is just, it's a recipe for disaster. So that's why I'm hanging back. I don't want to push and get eaten alive by a Tiger P. Got a max roll there for 500. That was a RNGesus. Thank you very much. And you'll notice I'm using this pole in front of me, and it's a really great spot. Most people don't realize how great a spot that is. That pole will cover your entire front plate, and you just poke around and take shots. I actually sat up there once in a Badger for 3 minutes, just farming the shit out of people. It works beautifully. So it's time to push. We're kind of taking these guys out. The Kuro Moro, whatever the hell it's called now, easy kill. Tiger P hits me, but he's down to one shot, so I'm more willing to push him, and then he just gets hit again. Just kind of winged a shot into the lower plate, and somehow it went in. And now it's just a chase for the last kill, and activate kill stealer mode. HE is already loaded. I assumed he would run away, but you go around the corner, and he's backing up, looking backwards. No camo, no problem. This guy has no clue what he's doing. I do not know how that landed. That was a little bit of bullshit, but I'll take it. So another easy match, easy win. Two Thunders works really well. You can see we had a lot of damage together, and I got 4 kills in. So it's a good tank, guys. Definitely, I like it. I think the tank is absolutely worth keeping. It's a good tank. Hang on to it. Use the gun depression. Use the armor, and you can do really well with it. I also think it has some great applications for Tier 6 tournaments. So hope you enjoyed the review, and please subscribe to the channel.